Here we are. We're in Weir, Kansas. We're at the home of Cleo Jones. How long you lived in this house, Cleo?
Here since 61.
Since 1961. That's been
I lived across the road 2 years.
62 years you've lived in this house.
Yeah.
And you lived across the road before that.
Yeah, 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Lived in St. Joe a while.
St. Joe, Missouri?
Western Kansas a while.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I settled back here.
Ever find any place better than Weir?
I don't know. Sure ain't nothing here now.
Yeah, no, it's not much left, is there?
Uh-uh.
No, there sure is.
If I was younger, I wouldn't be here.
Well, I remember the reason that you got my interest, Cleo. The reason I was interested in you to start with was I used to go out to those cowboy church out at the Baptist camp, and they told me the story about those kids drowning out
I was there,
and that you were right in the middle of that. You were there at the time, and you had to do some diving. And tell me about it.
A preacher or two working out there, and little kids, they missed him. And they went down to Martin's house looking for him, and there couldn't find him, so they walked over to the edge of that straight wall pit. And there he was down there. And that pit down at the bottom, underwater, had a ledge come out about a foot, and then went on down. And that little boy made it back to the ledge with his hands like that, with his head hanging down. And they let me down on a rope, and I grabbed the kid by the collar of the shirt, coat, and they pulled me up. And he was dead, though. But the other one was further down the pit a little ways. They had to get divers in on him, because he had cowboy boots on. He had one kicked off trying to swim, but he didn't make the other. That was about 61 or so.
About the time you moved back into this house, then, about when you first come in here.
I was living here.
That long ago, 60s.
Oh,
You sure? I didn't. Well, I don't remember. I don't know.
I was working Holland Dillon, and I quit Holland Dillon in '63, so it had to be 61 or 62.
Mm-hmm. That was a sad day.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids were from Columbus, right?
Yeah. What was their name? Zolan. One of them. York was the other one.
York and
Zolan.
Zwollen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I know that cowboy church. We really enjoyed that, didn't we? We used to come out there on Sunday night and have dinner and preaching and all. It was real nice. We really enjoyed this good social get together there at the cowboy church. So you had a twin brother, huh, Leo?
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't even know you had a twin brother till I went to his funeral.
Identical. You didn't go to his funeral.
Oh well. Oh no. Who was it I went to over here at Weir? Did one of your other brothers die?
I had 2 or 3. Jerry, and Ernie, and String.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my brother, twin brother, died in St. Joe, Phil.
Oh, he died in St. Joe.
He's coming out of his garage on a concrete slope. Had a pan sitting there. He watered the squirrels in, tripped over that pan, and fell backwards. Smacked his head on that approach, kind of split his head. And
oh,
he lived
my.
3 days after that.
Oh, golly.
We was identical.
Uh-huh.
Hell, the teacher couldn't tell us apart.
Well, did you ever use that?
Huh?
Did you ever use that to get out of trouble?
Well, he'd skip school and I'd get him on my grade card. He was something else.
Yeah.
But
did you guys think alike? Did you have certain thoughts? You think sometimes you knew what each other was thinking?
probably.
Uh-huh.
Especially when we was playing, like on that old barn Paul had out there. We'd be out playing, some of the kids throwing rocks up on the roof and let it roll off. I threw the rock up on that roof. I said, "Look out." He looked up. When he did, cut his lip open.
Oh, gee. I was on the losing end of a rock fight here or there myself. I remember getting smacked with a rock.
You remember Billy J. Mm-hmm. We had a little pond down there. Me and Leo, we'd always go down there and swim in that pond. Bill set up on the pond dam whining, couldn't get in. We went up there and grabbed that sucker up with his shirt collar and threw him out in the pond. He come up a swimming.
Now, did you get a licking if you swam in the pond? Swim in the pond?
No,
I mean,
in our pond.
I hear these, my Aunt Mary Ann, she always thought she'd whoop them boys if they went in the
Nah.
pond. They didn't like them swimming in the
Well,
pond.
they never know where me and my twin was at.
Yeah, kids had a lot more free run back in the day, didn't they? Used to be able
we
to
done a
go.
lot of trapping stuff. An old neighbor down there, Frank Mass, and his two sisters lived in that house. They just had it painted white. We had a carbide light. We had it turned up. You turn them up so high that black smoke comes out of them. Wrote my name on the house. Hey, he found out who that was. We had to go down and scrub that house.
You should have wrote someone else's name.
Yeah.
Oh, Cleo. Yeah. Well, now, who'd you work for?
What time?
Yeah.
Last time I worked for Cherokee County Highway Department.
That's right. Yeah.
Before that, I was working for Bill's Coal
What's that?
Company up in Garland, Kansas, up here. Before
Oh,
Scott.
really? I mean, Garland.
Yeah.
Bills.
Bill's, huh?
Yeah. And then before that, I was at Dickey's.
Dickie Clay.
Dickie Clay.
Larry was up there at Bill's for a while.
Now, where were you?
About 5 days.
Uh-huh.
Now, how old are you now?
What do you think I am, Dave?
Well, I think you're like 88.
I am 88.
Golly, that was a stone guess. That was a stone guess, 88. Now, so you're 88. You're really too young to have gone to World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go in the Army at all ever?
Uh-uh.
You never did have to go.
I missed out because it was over when I needed to go and they didn't call nobody.
And mostly, did they have a draft for Korea, or did just people joined?
I think he had a draft. Didn't he, Larry?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So you didn't get drafted though,
No.
anyway. And then when did you get married? How old were you when you got married?
19, I think it was.
19. That's pretty
Yeah,
young.
1954.
1954.
Yeah.
Huh? All right. Good.
Larry probably don't remember when old Duke Hubbard lived here. Do you, Larry?
Oh, yes.
Well, down there, where String lived.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and north of him there, the first corner,
Yep.
they lived. And him and her was up at the beer joint drinking beer, and the kids throwed some gas on that stove, and I heard the siren go off, so I had to jump up and go down there. I went in that house, and that little kid standing in the corner, his design of his hair and everything was still in the corner where it burned him.
Stuck there. Oh, my.
When I was sick when I come home.
I'll bet.
I had to go to work that night too, but I was sick seeing that going on.
So you say you went in to fight a fire. You were with the
No, I just
volunteer
went in-
fire department, or what?
No, I just went there to see if they could help them get out of there.
Uh-huh.
There's couple of them dead.
That was bad.
Yeah, you remember Larry?
And who was this, Hubbard, you said?
Yeah, Duke.
Duke Hubbard.
Yeah. Darlene, Duke and Darlene.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters in Weir's history that I don't know anything about.
We used to have to walk a quarter mile down the driveway to catch the bus.
That was a long way back there.
Yeah, we'd get down there, it's cold too, and them carpenter kids live across the road, 2, 3, 4 of them. They entertained us while the bus was coming. They'd be in that ditch fighting.
Yep.
But when the bus got there, they'd be all muddy.
Yeah.
We live across from, where Counts Corner Cemetery is?
Uh-huh.
Greg lives there. There's a house across the road. We lived there. And big old catalpa trees going out the road on each side. Me and Leo, we seen a wagon coming down the road, covered wagon. So we went out there to see about this. There was some gypsies,
I'll be.
and they wanted chickens. Old Ma got on us, boy. So that gypsy left there and went to that little schoolhouse sitting there by the corner, and there's a donkey out there. And Martha May Holler rode a donkey about a mile to school, had it tied out there. And he wanted to know if he could buy that ass out there, that donkey.
Oh, golly.
You don't remember old Jack Scott? He went to school.
Yeah, I remember Jack.
Ronnie Newton too. Had that old one little old shack out there they stored coal in for the stove.
Yep.
Old Ronnie got up in that winter where he shoveled the coal in, and we was out there and he said, I bet you guys can't knock me out this winter. Hey, I picked up a chunk of coal and I hit him right in the eye, knocked him out backwards. Boy, here comes the teacher. I thought, boy, I'm going to get it. That teacher said, get in the schoolhouse and put your head in the corner so you know better than tell them little kids that. Oh.
Funny you remember that stuff that long ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember
That's
that.
a while back.
Can't remember
So
the
now, name off for me again your brothers. How many brothers you have?
5.
5 brothers besides you? Or there
No,
are 5
4 or
yeah.
5 of us all together.
There was Jug. Who was the oldest?
Melvin.
Melvin,
and
Jay,
Yeah, then Jug.
Jug, and String, and then you.
String was older.
String is Melvin.
String was
Oh,
Melvin.
String is Melvin.
Yeah.
They all had
Just keep me
nicknames.
straight. Try and keep me straight, will you? And then you had kids. How many kids you got?
4.
He's had 5 sisters too.
I had 5 sisters too, besides them 5 brothers.
You mean there were 10 of you?
Yeah, one died before I was born though. Diphtheria went through here back in early 1900.
Oh, okay. Wow. And you lived right here in Weir when you were a kid?
5 miles south of Weir out here.
Oh, okay. Your family farmed? Or
Yeah,
mined?
he worked in a coal mining farm too. Worked in coal mine 35 years underground. He couldn't get black lung when he retired. And old Jack Simone and Bill Gowns, all they done is fire a coal stove in the kitchen.
Yeah,
They got it. The doctor wouldn't sign for him.
Tell him the story about the hay hook in
What?
the hay hook in Don Walker's arm.
Oh, you don't. You remember Don Walker?
Yeah,
Huh?
I do.
You know, Paul had that barn, had a hay trolley through the top. You know, on a rail, let it fork down, then pick up your loose hay and bring it up and put it in there. Well, in the middle of that barn, there's a alleyway. A hole went down to the bottom. We all playing down there. And, we put a foot in a hay hook, hiced him up. We had Don Walker in that hay hook. He slipped out. The hay hook went and his muscles come out up here, hold him like that. We put him on a bicycle and rode him home. His mom come home. She come up and said, "What happened to him?" So he got a hay hook in his arm.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
I hate when that happens. I'll tell you.
You remember Jug too.
Yes, I do.
Old Paul had Ray Martin. He always come up with an old dozer and clean out a pond or something. Well, he'd come up there and he parked it one evening. He left the blade about 2 foot off the ground. Most of the time he let him down. He let it down. So Jug was in the driver's seat of the dozer, me and Lee sat on each side. Me or Lee, one touched that lever and that blade flew down, hit him in the head. It knocked him out. We went to the barn.
Thought he was dead.
Half hour later, we come back. He's still knocked out.
Oh, son of a... Yeah, life used to be a lot more dangerous around here, didn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Guys did a lot of that mining and...
Well, we kids, we just made your own playthings. Because old Paul had that old Model A, heisted up the old maple tree with a block and tackle, putting springs or something in it. Me and Leo was up in the tree playing. We tripped that block and tackle. It pinned him to the ground, buddy.
Oh boy.
Tell him about castrating the cat in the boot.
Oh yeah, he used to take them cats and pull them in a rubber boot with the end out of it and castrate them. And then turn the cat loose. Some of them cats come out and look at you. Boy, some of them took off running.
Wonder what they were thinking.
I don't know.
They got the belly.
Yeah,
You got the belly on one.
yeah, we operated on him. We got too deep. His guts hung out and he finally died. Running around.
They used to mistreat cats terrible around, didn't they? I mean, I know that my dad and my uncles, the way they talked about cats and the things they did to cats that they admitted to, I mean, they treated them terrible. They killed cats all the time.
We did too, hanging them.
They turned big dogs loose on them, and then big dogs would kill them cats. Not every dog is a cat killing dog, but they had dogs that would kill cats. Yes, sir.
They used to get two cats, tie their tails together, and throw them over clothes.
Yeah, we did that too.
Yeah, it was really that's just amazing to me what they did, but they weren't ashamed of it. My dad told about it.
No.
You know that, but nobody would be. I mean, you can't get away with that now. People, they'd arrest you.
Mm-hmm.
Billy goats chasing the neighbor.
Oh, yeah. Had an old goat, pretty good size. You know, he liked to lay out in the sun and sun himself. And old Nan Mass, that neighbor south of Ma's, she walked up her to see Ma and them once in a while. The old goat laying out there in the yard sunning himself. She ran over with him, we ran over with a bicycle. The goat jumped up, hit her in the butt, boy. He knocked her him hanging.
Yeah.
Remember the cold winter nights out there on the farm?
Oh, yes. Cold, man. We didn't have electricity till 49, I guess it was.
REA.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And water? When did you get water? Because
We had a cistern.
you never did get water
Nope.
down there.
Cistern.
Outhouse.
Yeah, it's a water collection system.
The trip to the outhouse in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Corn cobs and
That was our paper. Corn cobs wipe with.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
And the Sears catalog.
Yeah. See, Spawn knows some of that stuff too.
The good old days. You went to the bathroom before you went to bed.
Oh, yes.
Well, they'd have honey pots for some of the folks. If
Oh,
you were
yeah.
having trouble, they'd
We
keep
had
a
one
honey pot.
upstairs.
Yeah.
I had peapods.
I remember we was at the farm. My Uncle Willie Lampton had a kid named Marcel, and he come out and stay with String sometimes. And they slept in the bedroom, and Paul go every morning and tell him, "Get up, we gotta go milk cows." But Paul never heard him get up. So, boy, Paul went in there after a while, and he took a razor strap and swatted that guy. Hell, that was Marcel. What the- Oh, there, where Paul lived up that long lane, hedgerow on the south side, plumb up past the house, and you get tickle grass and stuff in it thick. One year it got thick in there, boy. We went down to Miss Walker's house at the end of the driveway and got some matches. We lit that hedgerow on fire. You ought to seen that, Spawn. Went down that hedgerow, flames going everywhere, man.
Now that's not where Walker lived next to me. Are you talking about
No,
the same Walker?
yeah,
But you lived somewhere else
out
at
there
that time.
bus,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
And she was related to you somehow.
just by marriage. But
She was related to your wife.
no, my brother married their daughter, Helen.
Oh, okay.
String married Helen.
Oh, okay. Well, he lived in that little house by the park there when he died. Did he live there a long time?
Who did?
String. He lived by the park there, by the ballpark?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Mildred's house. Yeah, but he had a big story and a half on the block, 2 blocks south of there.
Yeah, down by Davies.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you telling me about this stuff, Cleo. I love these old stories, you know, and stuff that happened.
I know I was going to high school, I was in the English class. We was all on one side of the table. I forget who it was, Carl Ed Martin or somebody down further south of me, 3 or 4 seats, wrote some kind of note and handed it to me. Well, I was supposed to hand it to Smokey's niece or something. I didn't know what it said. Well, she like knocked me out of the chair.
I thought you wrote it.
Did you ever find out what it said?
I don't know.
It wasn't good, though.
No, it wasn't good.
That's funny.
You remember the old boiler room up there, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Albert Owens
Yeah,
and him,
Paul
Matthews.
Barney, Paul
Yeah.
Barney.
Worked down there. We used to go down in the boiler room, and Henry Matthews would give us a cigarette. We'd go behind the boiler and smoke it, so we didn't get caught. You remember Eddie Quinn too? Eddie Quinn
Just barely.
went to high school. He was my grade. We was doing something over in the gym. I forget what it was. Anyway, we went up to the dressing rooms, or this side of the dressing rooms, and go across the stage. You know, Quinn was chasing me. I reached out and opened that door. Well, I got it open too quick. It split that valley in my head right here. That big vein in there.
The blood.
Oh,
Blood went everywhere.
oh God.
Oh, boy.
How old were you when you lost your hair, Cleo? Was you bald early?
No.
Uh,
Yeah, early. About 28.
Oh,
something
yeah?
like that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of hair when I go to school.
Uh-huh.
Thick hair.
But then 28, that's pretty young. You got to lose all your hair, or lose
Yeah.
most of it. All the brothers lost their hair?
Most of them.
Mhm.
Ernie had the most, I think.
Now it's the style.
Yeah.
Now it's the style, not having hair. So that's good. You finally came into style.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about a haircut too often.
Who used to cut your hair in the old days?
Paul.
He just set you down and,
Yeah, and had them old hand clippers.
they
They weren't electric.
Yeah, pull more than
Yeah, they pulled. You ever have a cut with them?
Yeah.
Man,
You
they
didn't-
pull.
What was it? Was it like this, and then it had
Yeah,
like a
yes.
head, like a razor, like a one of the modern ones that are electric. It had
Yeah.
a head like that.
You squeeze it like that and it run the clipper back and forth.
Yeah.
You ever see one of them?
I have seen one in a museum. I've never seen one working.
I had them worked on me.
Yep, me too. It didn't matter what you looked like as long as your hair was cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't want that long hair. Oh, golly. Now you're in the Masons.
Yeah.
Were you in any of the other clubs around town?
Nope.
But you've been a Mason for how many years?
Oh, God. 60 or better. You did. You belonged.
Yeah, I still belong.
I got,
50 something.
oh, yeah, I got my 50-year pin probably close to 10 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
Spawn had a relation, cousin or something. He belonged to the lodge. He lived away from here. Well, he come back one time when we was having lodge. He come into our lodge. Some relation of yours.
Why, you got me.
I can't think of his name. But he come in from some other state. He coming through here visiting. And he come stopped in.
Popped in.
Well, I one of the things I did in Weir history was talk about the service clubs. It used to be a big deal. Everybody was in these clubs. There were bunches of clubs, and they were well attended. A lot of people, but there was the Redmond and the AOUW and the IOOF and the horse thieves
Yeah.
and all these. I always thought those were real interesting. But the only one you were in was the Masons.
Yeah. As far as I remember.
Now, when you were coal mining for Bills, were you ever in the union? Were you in the United Mine
They had
Workers?
their own, Bill's union had their own union.
Company union.
Yeah, so it wasn't much. You didn't get paid like the UMW workers.
Paid better.
Oh, you got paid better.
Oh, you get Larry $13 an hour?
When I got out of it was in '74, and I think we was 7 1/4 hours. I think it was $55 or $56 a day.
Well, we got $14 an hour.
That's not
Plus $3.50 a day in our retirement. We got that when they shut down. They tried to get that money.
yeah,
Couldn't get it. Because they changed that in 75 when Dickies went in there. See, we lost all of Dickies.
Yeah, you did. You lost your whole pension.
Yep. And then up there, then 75, right after that, they changed the law on that. They couldn't touch it.
That's what those companies did when they get in trouble. They take the money out of the pension,
Yeah.
and then you didn't have no pension. And they take the money out of the pension. saying they're trying to save the company. What they're trying to do is pocket the money.
What'd you do when you worked up there that week? Electrician?
Yeah, I was an electrician.
Did they have the big shovels in?
They had the two drag lines, the
New-
diesel powered drag lines.
2 new ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had them little ones around there too.
Yeah, I worked with Bob Ross.
Oh, he's dead now.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. He a lot of times he stayed up there all night.
I know, yeah, he just was on the clock continuously.
They finally got rid of him. He'd make more money than the superintendent was.
I know, I've heard that.
Dad come close to dying when he worked up there.
Oh man, on that scraper. You know they build them sludge ponds to catch the sludge on them.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2/3 full of water, and they wanted a dam a little higher. Well, I wasn't using the great big scraper. I was using that paddle scraper. And they coming across the dam, putting it, spreading.
Yep.
It kind of slid down on the backside, so I stopped. And another guy working there, he was on a small dozer. Should have been on a big one, but he had a small one. And he go push me out. Hey, that scraper raised straight in the air. And the seats come up like that, and they go, shoot. I went over too. And I come out from underneath of it. But
You was lucky.
I'd say my pants were full of old clay. I wasn't sure that yellow clay or what that was.
Oh my! And that was for working for Bill.
Yeah. When I first got married, I worked in a place at a brickyard sometimes, and out there where we lived, a mile east there, there's an old farm over there, big old 2-story house. Nobody lived in it. And me and Jug, he just been married not long. And String brought us some dynamite from the brickyard.
Here, play with this.
We put a coffee can stuffed it full. And we set that old carbine in the hood, raised the hood, and cut them wires on that battery. That old car went 4 feet in the air. Dust just flew out, and the windows turned smoky. And the sides of it was all full of little wire.
Yeah, you worked as a powder monkey up at Bill's, didn't you?
At last.
Man.
Yeah.
You was digging out those old charges and tying onto the fuses.
Yeah. But that dynamite we set off out there way before I went to coal company.
Yeah.
And we couldn't hear each other talk. We went over to
He's
Jug's
lucky.
house, and Jug lived about a half mile. His wife said, "Did you hear that blast go off this morning? It rattled the dish in my cabinet." Yeah, we did. Wasn't far from it. And that afternoon, we went over to Mummins. It was about 2 or 3 miles. George said, "You hear that terrible blast this morning?" What'd you say? Yeah. Boy, I had a whole big old pound coffee can full of dynamite. We don't know how old it was. We set it off. And blew the limbs off that tree from the top. Squirrel too, he flew out of there.
Oh shoot! Now where was Bill's?
Huh?
Where was that? Garland, you said?
This side of Fort Scott, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Garland went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garland.
Yeah, the only thing there was Bill's Coal Company and the post office.
Yeah. Lodge building.
Yeah, there's a lodge building there.
Well, now all these lodges around here have closed and all joined Weir, haven't they?
Not all of them. We got very few.
Is West Mineral still going?
No, West Mineral, I don't ever remember them having one.
All right.
Columbus shut down. Scammon shut down. And then they went to Columbus. Columbus shut down. And then, it's been quite a while ago since they shut down.
Yeah, it has.
And old Dave
Cherokee,
Kimmerly.
they joined up with us.
Yeah, Dave Kimmerly.
Okay.
He went to Columbus, and he'd been shut down quite a while. Here about 6 months ago, he come up here and joined us. And
Yeah. He was a runner out at Mine 19.
yeah, old Dave and Dave Smith, his
Yeah.
brother-in-law.
Yeah, Don and Walt, and there's a bunch of Smiths.
Yeah. What'd you do for me, Larry?
I'm an electrician.
Oh.
And when I got bumped off, when they started cutting back,
Yeah,
I went on reclamation dozer.
yeah,
The way it worked out, electricians was working 7 days a week,
Yeah.
and the dozers was working 5 or 4. And I bumped off to let Hoheisel back on the electrical, and they went to 3 days a week. The dozers went to 7 days a week.
Well, did you run a dozer?
Yeah, D9.
Oh, that's
You
what I
really
run.
Didn't know what I was doing, but
Figured it out.
oh yeah, hey, there's a lot of power.
Oh, you know that big hedgerow up there in Garland, the guy that owned that, some of it, one of the heads took out of there. So they hauled a big D9 over there, pretty new. And I started pushing it, half a mile of it, and I thought, man, I'll tear the windshield wipers and everything off here. I pushed that whole thing out and never busted a headlight or wiper either one. But I'd always raise the blade high and go in there and bust them off.
Yep.
And that old D9 lay that tree over without digging around it.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah,
you know, I couldn't tell a blade was full until it come up over the top.
yeah.
You know, that was a 6 or 8
Yeah.
foot blade.
We took the top vein dirt off for the top vein.
Uh-huh.
Me and another guy, we'd have our dozer sitting there and have them put the blades side by side and then start pushing the dirt. We slide that dirt plumb off in that old empty pit down there.
Oh, be darned.
And one day that old guy, before I left there, he come getting the dozer to go to work and the dozer never started up. And the gas truck, a fuel truck come by to fill him up and he's laying in that seat dead. Had a heart attack.
That's what working
Now, who
will
was
do
that?
for
Do
you.
you remember his name?
I can't remember.
That's what working too long does for you.
Yeah. An old junior, I forget his last name now. That one little drag line straight east of the tipple, that little one they dug there, that junior come over and got in that dozer to do something. He started up. No, the guy that run the drag line had a pretty new car. Old junior cleaned the windshields and all the glass off that dozer. He started up and he run right over the top of that car. And he smashed her.
That ain't good. Ain't supposed to do that.
And when you run it, remember when you used to plow all the gardens and do all that stuff?
Yeah. No more.
No more, huh?
I sold my plow.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Still got your tractor.
Yeah. I ain't got the plow. See, I put a quick hitch on the tractor. And it was hard to hook the plow up to a quick hitch. The rest of it would hook up easy, but the plow wouldn't.
Yeah, you didn't need a plow anyway.
No, I don't need none of that stuff.
Well, I sold your disc. The disc
Yeah.
I bought from you,
Yeah,
I
that's what
sold
you
that
did.
to Rodney Pulliam.
I got a 5-foot tiller out there.
Oh, do you?
Big 5-foot tiller goes by that tractor.
Well, you did a lot of gardens with that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got done, it was like a flower bed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's-
They pulverize it, boy. Them
Yeah.
tillers. It's fine when it gets done.
You didn't want it to rain before you got it planted because it'd be like cement.
That's all I use, a tiller. You know, you can't take it out there and bare grass like that and till very good. You got to go over it several times.
Yep.
But if a garden's been a garden, it'll work up good.
You did a lot of them.
Oh, yes. Ernie did too.
Yeah.
Well, those Kubotas have been good, haven't they?
Mine's been good.
Mine's been good too. I've talked to people who bought different ones and they were sorry. They wish they'd have bought a Kubota.
They're
It's
tough,
really
buddy.
been
They're
good.
tough little tractors.
Well, I don't do much but run it and put stuff in it. I have changed the oil and the hydraulic fluid in it a few times, and I think we had to replace a clutch once in 25 years. But
I never put a clutch in mine.
well, I'm pretty rough on stuff sometimes.
You had a loader bucket on yours, though.
Is my bucket smaller than yours?
No, about the same thing.
Yeah, I think it is the same one. We
What
bought that
size
same
tractor
deal in
you
Anderson.
got?
It's the same as yours, that L2500.
25 horse.
27 horse.
Mhm.
3-cylinder diesel.
Yeah, they claim mine's 25. And it's
You
2500.
bought it the same place I did down there,
2500.
Anderson. We bought it at Anderson. Did
They-
you buy yours at Anderson?
Yeah, they ain't there no more.
Well, it's somebody else owns it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got changed names, changed hands. But
Mm-hmm.
I bought that deal. They had in the big nickel every week for years. It was $15,995
Mm-hmm.
for the Kubota. I think it's an L2600.
Mine 2500.
Maybe I can't. And then it's got the loader on it. It had the box blade. It came with a bush hog, and it had the loader, the box blade, the bush hog. Later, I bought the tiller, and it come with a 16-foot trailer.
Yeah. I thought yours was the same size as mine.
Well, I think it is. I just don't know the numbers. I'm not that good on the numbers. Well, I always thought it was a 27 horse, but I could be wrong
25.
there, too.
4-wheel drive.
But it does plenty. It does plenty.
It don't run out of power.
That bucket will only lift maybe 500 pounds. That's about the best that bucket will do.
I don't know. I never tested that. I know I had some pretty good loads in it lifted it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's been good for me. I've had a lot.
That one year, 2009 or something, snowed heavy. I cleaned a lot of driveways with it that day. I worked 9 hours out in that 0 weather.
Remember your motorcycle days? When you bought Davy's Harley?
Yeah.
What was that? 69?
Oh, when I bought it,
No, the year it was. I think
it was a 69.
blue,
Yeah,
Purdy motorcycle.
yeah.
And you rode it a long time, didn't you?
I think, when did David go to Albuquerque?
Oh, gee. That was in 74, I think. 74.
I bought that motorcycle when he went to Albuquerque.
Yep.
Ernie bought it and then I got it off him.
That's a nice bike. Then you got did you trade it in to get
Sold
the
it.
Sportster? You sold it,
Yep.
then you got the Sportster.
Sold to the guy who worked at the coal company up there. And then I bought that 883 Sportster. I mean, yeah, Harley.
You know those new Harleys going for about 70 grand now
Yeah,
for 2 wheels.
I would want one of them.
No,
Hey, it ain't safe riding when they're on highway no more.
no, there's people don't too much of this.
Yeah, that's right. And they look down, the time they look up, they've got you, buddy. No.
But you rode that a lot. You rode that old blue one quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I rode the coal company one time to work. Coming home and got to Barbers Brand, I felt that thing wobble a little bit. And I slowed down and brought it on home. Bearings were out on the back wheel.
Oh boy, you was lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes you don't get a warning like that. Huh? Sometimes it's just
It's
it's gone, and you're gone.
Yeah. Well, they got him a little Sportster after that. You had that up to the end. Didn't you?
883.
Yeah. 83 Sportster is a smaller Harley.
It was it was an 883,
883.
but I forget what year it was now.
Oh,
I can't remember.
yeah, it's no big deal.
80s or 90s I bought it.
So now, did you go to school where the high school is now?
Yeah.
Where the high school, Weir
Yeah.
High School? You went to school there.
Uh-huh.
Did you play any sports there?
Some. I still held the record up there on the high hurdles, low hurdles.
Uh-huh.
And they struck me under the arm. That's how tall it was. You went to school up there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Remember the typing room over that little, wasn't very wide.
Yeah, no, it wasn't very big at all.
Miss George was the typing teacher. And I forget, there's 6 or 8 of us in there. I seen that little mouse running down the mopboard. I reached out and grabbed him. And I pushed the keys down, dropped him behind the keys, and let the keys loose. I told the teacher, I said, something wrong with this typewriter. It won't work. Boy, she come down and pushed them keys. That mouse jumped out of her. The first thing I know, wow, man, I get it.
Oh, she figured you did it, huh?
She knows I did it. There was no other place else could a mouse get behind the keys on a typewriter without you pushing them down. Let them come up and drop the mouse in behind them.
You went to grade school at Council Corners?
I did, yeah. 8 years.
8 years. You went plumb the 8th grade.
Yeah, all 8th grade, all 1 to 8th was all one room.
Yeah. That's what
One teacher,
Yeah, well, Coal Valley was the same way.
one teacher.
Now tell me, did they have a ceremony? Did you have a graduation ceremony from 8th grade?
No.
I kind of wondered about that. When I had my own 8th grade graduation, I was in a bigger school. There was 40 of us, 30 or 40 of us in 8th grade, and we had a graduation ceremony. But I kind of wondered about those old schoolhouses. You graduated 8th grade, then you went to the high school,
Yeah.
right? And there was no, probably not even a certificate. Did you get a certificate?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, I remember Coal Valley, the 8th graders, if you was going on to high school, you had to go take a test in Columbus to see that you had all the, then you could go to the high school.
I don't remember that.
Of course, you're quite a bit older than he is. Now, you're
Yeah.
88, this man's 78, 77.
Yeah, one of those.
So that's 11 years later.
Yeah.
Of course, where'd you go to school there at Troll Valley?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, still there, that old schoolhouse.
Yes, but it's falling down now though.
Yeah.
The roof's going away.
You, you see that building up there across the east from the undertaking parlors on the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes,
Oh, yeah. The Hamilton store.
Huh?
That's where the Hamilton Company store was.
I don't know.
The brick one.
Yeah, right across from Naylor's on that
Yeah.
side of the road.
Yep.
When you're coming down the road going north, you look up at the
Yeah.
top. Them rafters all rotted and falling down. That building's gonna fall.
And then
That's
all
the
of
one that
them.
Monroe owns
Yep,
now?
Yep.
We went by and he was working on it. I noticed it's in bad shape up there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And the whole back end's gone.
yeah, it's gonna.
And
Well,
when
they'll
it goes,
they'll condemn that building, won't they?
They
They'll have-
condemned it once, and then Monroe bought it and said he'd fix it up, and then he left it, and down here, preacher got it.
Fellers, does he own it now?
Yeah,
when it goes, the rest of the block's gonna fall in with him. You know, Steppies and Kapplers and all that down through there's.
yeah.
You think you can get down to Hauser Hardware? That looked pretty.
Yeah.
That's only one story though, and it
Yeah.
might get the bar, the old Anna and Lee's bar.
I know. Grave diggers for Naylor.
Uh-huh.
You know, sometimes they come into town and they walk down the street to get something to eat.
Yep.
And he's going back toward Naylor's. Something behind that one guy smack hit that concrete sidewalk.
It was.
The brick fell off the top of her. Hey, that'd have killed him if he'd hit him head.
Well, hell yeah, it would.
I don't know why they don't make them tear it down now. They ain't gonna do nothing with that.
No, it's done. You can't fix it.
They're gonna fall out across the street one of these times.
Yep.
Lucky a car ain't going by there and kill them.
It's a good possibility. Was you ever on the city council in Weir?
God, yes. 12 years or so.
You have any fun times then?
No, I ain't care for it.
Don't want to talk about it, huh?
Well, you know, they passed a bill around for each council to sign it. It come to me. I didn't sign it. How come you didn't sign it? I said, this makes the second barrel of oil I've come by. I ain't signing it. Old Anna Lou Gown said, oh, I made a mistake. I got two of them. Somebody making some money off that other barrel of oil.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a lot of good stories.
That old TD 19 International dozer he had here in Weir at that time. I run that many hour cleaning up this town.
For the city or just?
Yeah, city.
You were working for the city?
No, I run it in evenings and
Just
when I
volunteer.
got off.
And what were you
Yeah.
cleaning up?
Oh,
Everything.
I cleaned this lot up over here. They big trees on the corner. Pushed them all down there and took them over the hill.
Uh-huh.
And down there where Jack Simone lived, he had a big tree back in behind his house and
Mhm.
wanted out, and I tried to push it out. I got stuck pushing it out. I was spinning, and that gas company guy that checks the gas house across the road
Yeah.
come on a dead run over there.
Stop.
And I stopped. He said, hey, you busted that line, you'll never get out of the seat of that dozer. So I kicked it out of gear and took that big winch,
Pulled yourself.
let it out the back, hooked it something back there and winched myself. And then one time down there by Ag Choice, I cleaned that lot of fell in the septic tank. And I seen paper and stuff coming around the track. And I go, old Dave, you were working for the county at that time, running a road grader and lived down there. He come down there and put his winch out there, and I winched it off him. And I wasn't paying much attention to Dave back there. But there I had that road grader standing straight in the air where I came. Oh, I let him down. He thought I turned him over. Well, I had him straight in the air, boy. Whew.
Yeah, it's a wonder you didn't fall in any cave holes, like the one you had out
Yeah,
in your yard.
I had. There's a little old dump over here by Deb's other side where they dug coal or something, tested them little big humps, you know.
Mhm.
I was pushing that one time. I don't know how I got the dozer on there, but kind of flipped and bucked, you know, when I was going down. It about threw me off of it. But I got back on it.
You got a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
Now you went to this Baptist church right here for a long time.
Yeah.
Who were some of who was the preacher there? Was that like old
Shope.
Yeah, Shope was the preacher there.
They had 2 or 3, 4 of that guy. Shope was the main one.
And did he have to do with starting the camp, or was he gone before they started the camp?
No, he was, I forgot, some kind of head man out there for a while.
There was an older man.
I know a lot of you guys, older guys, when they died, they wanted Shope to be the preacher, but he was too old to do anything for
Wasn't
their
near,
obituaries when it come time for their funeral. He just wasn't.
wasn't near as old as me.
Well, he was pretty old. I know he's dead now, right? He died
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I remember him coming to a lot of funerals, and he had been asked to speak, and he would get up and he'd speak for about 30 seconds, and he'd sit back down, and and then Dan Moss or somebody else would do the service. But I know a lot of people wanted, because he was their preacher.
Yeah.
Shope was their preacher.
Shope was a good guy.
Yeah, they all loved him.
Everybody liked him.
I'd say. All the kids, there's old Shope. And Shope said, no hope for Shope. They were at his funeral that day. Down at the cemetery.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories.
Oh my.
Was you ever on the police department here?
No.
Never got that.
No.
Never did that. Well, hell.
That was up Bob Bowman there. He was top.
And Hinky Myers.
Yeah.
So my aunt and uncle lived right here.
Right there.
Right there.
Go to the next block south and around the corner and on that
Well,
side of the
there it
road.
is right there, but I
It's
can
not
see it
that
from
little house.
No, I know where they live because when I come back in '88, I used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
And and have breakfast around their table, every day. But they've left now, and that place is a junkyard now.
You know,
A lot of that around.
they lived out at West Weir where that blonde brick house was at one time.
Well, they lived where Linda lived for a long time.
No, they didn't.
Where are you talking about?
Right on down the road on the north side. That one Sheener built out there.
Okay, the white brick one?
Yeah,
Is it still there?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
And some way or other, Shope was living there, and Ralph took that, and Shope took Ralph's house up here. And then later on, Ralph moved back into the house up here, sold that out there. I forget where Shope went.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, my Uncle Ralph, Joe. And, it's funny, everybody called him Ralph that knew him personally. But at work, they always called him Joe. And we always called him Ralph in the family.
We did too.
But then when he died, Mary Ann said, I'm not Ann. They always called her Ann.
Yeah.
My name's not Ann, my name's Mary Ann. And from then on, she was Mary Ann, and we started calling Ralph Joe.
You know, he lost that one boy. It wasn't Larry. Larry instead of Ralphie.
Larry died
Yeah.
a couple years, 3 years ago.
Ralphie ain't too good shape.
Ralphie was here yesterday.
Oh, he
He
was.
was in town. He come by to see me. We had a little visit
Huh.
at my house.
I ain't seen him in a long time.
And he's still doing it. He's not. You can see he's been through it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little worse for wear, but he's 80 years old.
Yeah.
He lives there in Iowa City still, the same
Yeah.
place. He's
Still married, ain't he?
still married to Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, he's doing all right. He was able to drive down here,
Yeah.
but
I remember old Larry Wallace, where they lived up here, and he's going to get married to Helen Marie Martin. And she was a Catholic. He wouldn't change. No. So she finally gave in with his way. Oh,
that's what. Yeah,
that's old Ned Nader used to come down and try to talk to him, No use talking to me. I ain't getting there.
No win situation.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people did that. My wife went through the whole thing to be a Catholic when she married Patrick McDermott, and up there in Chicopee, and she went through all that. Well, this is back when she was, say, it'd be like 56.
Oh,
You know, she was. She
I
was
didn't
gonna
know
marry
you-
this guy, and she was Catholic.
I didn't know you was ever married.
I married Connie Melton. She was Connie Melton.
I know that one,
Yeah.
but I didn't know you was married before that.
Well, I married a Shirley. You knew about
Yeah,
that one
no,
too.
yeah.
But no, I wasn't married before that.
Okay.
But Connie was married. Connie married this guy when
Yeah.
she was 17 years old
Yeah.
up here, and that guy died in Vietnam.
Oh.
He.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we come. Hi, Deb.
Huh?
Always room for one more. I think you two ought to get next to Cleo. Get right next to Cleo,
Why?
just for a family picture.
Picture?
Yeah. Oh, get over there, Debbie. Just right behind.
Well, you got some mice in your house or something you want to
No,
get rid of?
no. This is part of the deal.
Part of the deal.
Yeah. Act like you like him.
Oh,
Yeah, there.
The lighting's a little funny, but we'll be all right.
Yeah. Cleo,
That's good. Thank you.
Debbie,
Susie's the dog's. Oh, Susie.
Susan.
Natalie.
Natalini,
Yes.
are you on Facebook with me?
No. I don't really do Facebook.
All right. Cleo, you got anything else for me today? Geez, it's been nice listening to
can't
your stories,
remember,
Cleo.
can't remember all that.
I really like your stories.
I had a lot of them.
forgot most of them.
Yeah.
And that's just the ones you can tell.
Yeah. I remember one time out there at the old one-room grade school, old Ronnie Newton went there. And we had a cistern we pumped the water out of. He pooped in that cistern. We had to draw it dry and scrub it with chemicals. But he did get us out of school one time when he was trapping, caught that skunk, cut the scent bag out of him. And Ronnie brought that to school, threw it in that big old coal stove. Hey, we got to go home.
What, now, you're saying he caught the skunk,
Trapping,
trapped it, killed it, cut the stink bag out of it?
when we was skinning it, yeah,
Could he do that without getting all stinky himself?
I guess. He cut it out of
Holy cow, I never heard of such a
If you're
thing.
very careful.
And then he brought it to school and threw it in the coal stove.
the scent bag, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh.
You ought to smelt that, boy.
Oh, that didn't go away for a while.
We got out of school.
A local hero. That's funny.
Tickled me old Ronnie always had a habit of licking his lips like that. And old Cal, his dad always got on him. He would never do it and quit. One night they down milking in the barn. The old cow pooped in the drawer. He reached out and Cal got some of that and went, fussy about this. That's the end of it. He didn't lick him no more.
That's a pretty good story. If that don't make you quit, nothing will.
We used to fill silo down there for John Newton. And he had an old W9 International. And John had it lined up on the belt, you know, so it'd run straight. And Ronnie done something down there, tightened it up or something, or loosed it. Anyway, we pretty soon we heard a big bow. That belt went over to an alligator spice, cut that tire in the side, blew it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I went up, them old silos had that ladder went up there, you know, and it had a cover around it.
Mhm.
Went down to one of them field silos and old George Mummins there. And he got there for me, I didn't know it. But he took a bucket of water, and he, like a milk bucket, and took it way up there and tied it up at the top.
Thank you.
When I was climbing that going up there, Down at the bottom, he tripped that rope. And that bucket of water filled that chute coming down there. I got wet.
Oh my. You remember the old mill down here?
Yeah,
You ever ride that up to the top, you know, with that rope going around, you just step on it?
I was there once, twice.
Now that's dangerous.
Yeah,
Well, wasn't it Van Houten that fell down, got killed there? I think.
no, it was Johnny lived across from Lollard's house on that corner one time.
Chrysler?
Huh?
Chrysler?
No, before that, can't think of his name now. Johnny something.
I don't know where I got the Van Houten did that.
No. Jim worked there, but that wasn't him.
He didn't fall.
God, I can't think of his name. I knowed him. John.
No, I don't know. But no, you can try it. See what it does.
What?
Be all right. She's gonna pull the blind. She's gonna pull the blind so that the
Don't get
sun's
dry.
not on your face. I don't know if it make much difference one way or the other.
You
We'll
get
give
to
a
it?
try.
Well, the light gets brighter coming off my head.
Well, that is nice. That is, but you have to do it all over now, Cleo. We got to do it again.
Remember what you said? Just do it all again.
Oh, shoot.
I like your fly swatter.
Yeah,
That thing works.
yeah.
What's that?
This fly swatter,
Oh yeah, one of those things. Yeah.
that stinks though.
You know, that was invented in Weir. Flash water was.
Yep, I had that. Did you see it in my
Yeah.
history display? How I had that?
I knowed it before that, though.
Oh yeah. Oh
Years ago,
yeah.
I knew about that.
Oh yeah, sure. No, it's been around. Just a lot of people don't know about a
Yeah.
lot of the history of Weir. You know. No.
And you're part of it.
See you, Deb. I'll just edit that all out. I don't edit much anymore. I don't edit too much. I don't edit too much. Well, we're having a beautiful day now. We're going to have us a nice week here, it looks like.
Yeah.
And we actually got us a little rain, a spot of rain. Still not filled the ponds up yet, though.
Don't forget to turn your clock back.
Yeah.
That's this coming week, huh?
Yeah. What?
Saturday,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you retire, it don't matter.
No, you don't even know what day of the week it is.
Don't care. Don't care.
Well, I sure appreciate your time, Cleo. And,
Just watch your TV. It might show up on there.
thank you, Susie, for prompting him to on some of those stories. That's good. You know.
Welcome.
That's just part of them.
Yeah. There's a lot of it can't be published.
Right.
Well, if the other cousins were here, they heard more, and they would say, "Well, what about this story?" You know.
And it triggers the memory to back. Oh, I remember when that happened. You know. that-
Now, you haven't talked much about your parents. Did your dad farmed and coal mine?
Yeah.
Did
He was a big farmer, farmed horses mostly, until he got that old 15-foot Virgin tractor.
oh,
so he farmed with horses?
Yeah.
How many acres do you think you had there?
Oh,
at
he
the house?
probably 160 altogether.
Well, that's what they were. That's what they were homesteading people with. 160 acres is what they were giving families. Did your family take advantage of that? Did the government give them somewhere back there in your
No,
past?
didn't give him nothing.
There was 160 acre parcels is what they were giving to people, and I don't know how many people took advantage of that or what. You know.
I don't know.
His grandpa fought in Civil War.
Civil War. Your grandpa fought in the Civil War. Which side?
I don't know.
He was
Most likely it was
Illinois and Iowa.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
mostly
he was a Yankee.
Kansas was mostly a free state, you know. At least, but there were a lot of trouble about it. But they were mostly a free state.
Oh, Cheater lived here. Lived south of the store up here.
Jake.
Yeah, that he had coal mines out there. Out here at Thompson's Corner, a mile north, and on that corner, they mining. That's where Paul, when he died, he still had them blue marks in his face where that fell off the ceiling and pinned his.
Yep.
And drug him out there and took him to the doctor. Old Doc Deal, all he done lay him there and wash him out, and he didn't get all the coal out of there because the blues were still there when he died.
Now what happened? He got
Rock fell off his roof.
the mine.
Yeah, about 3 foot openings they went under
Yeah.
digging.
Yeah.
One fell off.
Whatever the thickness of the coal was.
Yeah.
But it didn't kill him. It just
crushed
pinched his face.
Yeah.
I had a great uncle who was crushed
Huh.
at mine number 18, Central Coking Coal. And the way they talked about it in the newspapers was different then. They said he was crushed to a pulp.
Yeah.
Right, that's the way they wrote it in the paper.
Well, my grandpa Lampton, straight north here a mile, he was working up there. And they had these little coal cars on a little rail. They saw him. He was coming down there, and he got in between them tongues, and smashed his guts shut. And they killed him. They just loaded him up, hauled him about a quarter mile back to his house, and laid him on the bed. And didn't tell nobody. Nobody was there. Grandma come home. She couldn't figure out what happened to him.
What?
Oh, gee. Ugh.
Things were a lot tougher back then.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm noticing that there was more talk about. I've heard a lot of talk about suicide.
Oh yeah.
You know, it seemed to me there was more suicide then.
I don't know.
You know, you didn't know anybody, or you didn't have any suicide in your family, or
No.
anybody you knew.
No.
It just, yeah, they had a presentation at Miners Hall about a lady who was. There's a lot of us, Cleo, who, like I was from California. I was born in San Diego, and there was another lady that was a Miners Hall. She was from Minnesota. Well, I had no idea about Weir or anything, all growing up or even into adult. I had no idea about Weir. Just a place I'd heard about my dad was from. But and there's a lot of people like me who've come back to find Weir just to see the history of their family. Of course, I moved here and I live here. But there's a lot of people. I just talked to another guy this morning who was not raised in Weir, but whose relatives in the past, his grandparents had lived in Weir at one time.
What was your dad's name?
John Wallace.
I don't remember him.
He went to school. Actually, he didn't go to high school. He would be. Now I'm trying to figure out what he'd be. He'd be 105 now or so. And he was, I was the youngest of his bunch. But he was here. He left here in 1940. And he met my mom. He was working in Parsons and went to California. And I was born out there in 1950. But he went to school at Cherokee. He lived there at Daisy Hill.
Yeah.
And they had a choice. They could either go to Weir or Cherokee. For whatever reason, he decided to go to Cherokee. And he's on the rolls over there. I can find him. I think he graduated in '39. But he's not. But he didn't go to school here. And he went over to. He actually went to Labette. Well, I don't know what they called it then. But he went to junior college in Parsons and played football over there too. But he left here shortly after because there was not much going on here, and you know, he and my mom got married and went to California, and they did good out there in the aircraft industry. They worked for Ryan Aircraft and Convair and Roar and different ones, but mainly Ryan. And they done real good out there financially.
Did you do a lot of sports when you was in high school other than track?
Oh, not real good. I played basketball, but I wasn't real good at it. Too little.
Yeah. I had that same problem.
But I could run track though.
Well, you boys loved that basketball though.
My brothers did.
Yeah.
Strings, Facey. He went to high school 8 years. After basketball season, he quit. Go back next year. Finally stopped that. So he had. When the last time he come home from there, Ma told Paul, get his bucket fixed. And he took him down underground to mine coal. String come out at noon. He went back to school. And he graduated.
Now that's a good story. That's a good story.
So he just kept going back to high school and
Yeah.
then quit after basketball
Yeah,
season.
so he played basketball.
And so he could go back again and play again.
Yeah.
8 years.
Now he was older than you?
Oh yes.
Well, I'm wondering, see, Jimmy Russell loved that basketball. He
What?
played at the high school.
Jimmy Russell and String and Hamilton, they all played together.
And Simone, some of the Simones.
Yeah. They're all on the team.
Crazy horse.
Yeah.
That's what they called Jimmy.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he loved that. He loved it till the day he died. He watched basketball every day.
Who?
Jimmy Russell.
Oh yes.
He watched all them games. Big KU fan. All right. I'm gonna let you go there, Cleo. That's enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna wear you out here. You're gonna wear us out.
You probably got about half of it.
Well, I don't know how you operate, but if you want to make a few notes to remind yourself, I'll come back and do this again.
No, that's all right.
And fit it right in with that.
Because I love these stories. I think, people that get into weird history just love to hear, how it was back in the day, some of the things that happened. Because, they're simple stories and they're just people, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Thank you, Cleo. I
Yeah.
appreciate you doing that.
Part of the people that made us what we are.